long time ago, a broommaker and his wife lived in a lonely cottage near the edge of a large forest in the Harz Mountains of Germany. With them lived their son and daughter, Hansel and Gretel. The whole family helped in making brooms and sharing household chores. It had been several weeks since the father could sell any brooms. They had no money to buy food and only half a loaf of bread in the cupboard. The following day, everyone had only a tiny piece of bread for breakfast. The father and mother left the cottage early to try again selling their brooms. Both children had work to do. There were socks for Gretel to mend and several small brooms for Hansel to make. With their empty stomachs, it was difficult for them to concentrate on their work. After a while, Gretel urged Hansel to put down his broom and dance with her. Just as they had the most fun, their mother suddenly entered the room. She scolded them for dancing and playing when work was to be done. Angrily, she gave Hansel and Gretel a basket and sent them into the forest to gather strawberries for supper. Soon the children wandered out of sight. During the day, the father was fortunate and could sell all of his brooms at a good price in a nearby town. It was late as he returned home carrying large bags of groceries. As he approached the cottage, he sang happily. Eagerly, the mother and father unpacked the food and started to prepare supper, but the children had not returned from the woods. The father was afraid they might have become lost and captured by a witch who lived in the forest. The mother and father then rushed out to search for Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel! Hansel! Hansel!
In the meantime, the children had wandered far into the woods looking for strawberries. They were so hungry that they ate most of what they picked. Gretel sang to herself along the way. As darkness approached, Hansel realized that he had lost the way. They both became frightened as they heard strange noises in the forest. However, the Sandman's approach soothed their fears and made the children drowsy. Before lying down to sleep on a pile of soft leaves, they say their customary evening prayer. As they sleep, they dream about their guardian angels who visit them. As the morning mist clears, Hansel and Gretel see that they are very near a fascinating-looking house, made of cakes and cookies, and decorated with all kinds of candies and goodies. The house is so tempting that the children begin to break away small pieces to taste them. They do not realize that this is really the house of the witch whose voice can be heard from inside.
Nibble, nibble, mouse, who's nibbling at my house? Nibble, nibble, mouse, who's nibbling at my house?
Hansel and Gretel are both so busy eating that they pay no attention to the voice until the witch comes outside and introduces herself. which is hideous and awkward, and the children are afraid. The witch tries to persuade them to come into the house. Hansel and Gretel back away, but the witch casts a spell on them so they cannot move.
His focus, witch's charm, move not as you fear my arm. Backward, forward, do not try. Fix you are my evil eye.
The witch plans to lure the children into her magic oven and bake them both into gingerbread, the witch's favorite food. Gleefully, the witch celebrates her latest capture by riding on her broomstick.
At dawn of day I ride away. I'm here and there and everywhere. So hop, 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 and lop, lop, lop. My broomstick bends, so will not lag. At midnight hour none can know. To join the witches' dance I go. And 3 and 4 are witches' lore, and 5 and 6 are witches' tricks, and 9 is 1, and 10 is 9, and 7 will, or what she will. So hop, 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 and lop, 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 my broomstick land, oh man.
After her wild ride, the witch returns and recites magic words which break the spell on Gretel. The witch hopes to lure the girl into the oven. Gretel is suspicious of the witch and pretends not to understand. When the witch's back is turned, Gretel repeats the magic words to break the spell on Hansel. As the witch tries to coax Gretel into the oven, Gretel again pretends not to understand. The impatient witch demonstrates to Gretel how to open the oven door and look inside. As the witch is bent over in front of the open door, both children give a great shove, pushing her into the oven and quickly closing the door behind her. The witch screams inside the hot oven and is soon consumed by the flames.
Now sing the witch is dead, really dead. No more to dread. Now all the spell is o'er, really o'er. We will dancing so merrily.
As the witch dies, this breaks a spell on dozens of other children transformed into gingerbread figures around the witch's house. They all join in celebration. In the meantime, Hansel and Gretel's parents have been searching the forest for all through the night. The father's voice is heard as he approaches.
Tra-la-la-la, I wonder where our children are. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la, look, for they are really here.
Mother, father, and children are now happily reunited.